Yay.
We made it.
We're live. We are here. I'm Melanie Carstens, and this is Bitcoin and Beyond. And I'm super excited today to be joined by Creative Owls, the founder of Webbie Social, an amazing new discovery that I found, but it's not new from them. And I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited to share a little bit about it today with you and to talk to you, Creative Owls. I just want to say thank you very much to Peace Love Music behind the scenes, to The Organized Media, and to Bitcoin Live DB for making this possible. And if you do enjoy the show today, please bear in mind that you can support independent Bitcoin media. You can head over to the link in my bio in X. There you'll also find the link to my YouTube channel, which has got all the shows that you may have missed. So yes, let's kick in. Oh, and also remember to do your own research. This is not financial advice, especially not from me, as you might learn along as we go. Right, so welcome to Creative Owls. So good to have you here.
Thank you, Mel. First and foremost, thank you for having me on the show. Thank you for Bitcoin and Beyond. Thank you for your community for tapping into today's show. Really excited to dive in, get to know you a little bit, talk about Webbie Social and what we're working on right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But before we do that, I'm going to ask you, Creative Owls, where did that come from? And why did you pick it? And why am I calling you Owl or Creative Owls?
Man, that's such a good question. So I grew up around my grandfather, and my grandfather, he was an attorney, stayed up really late at night working. And I remember being a little boy and being a little kid and living in his house and watching him work at night. During the day, he'd be at work all day. And then at night, he had to study or learn his trials. And he used to work really, really late into the night. And I remember like waking up at night or going to bed, always seeing him in his office working. And he used to have his owls like inside his office, right? So when I was a little kid, I used to like go inside his office and see all his books, and he had all his owls. And my mom, not a real owl, but like, little
figurines.
Little figure of owls around. And and I realized, he was an owl. He just stayed up at night. That's where he got most creative. And for me, myself, is that I have a 9-to-5. I work, I've got a family. And the time that I get most creative is at night, when the kids are asleep, when the wife is in bed, when there's no noise. And that allows me to be creative. And that's when I kind of put together of being a creative owl, right? And I kind of got the owl from my grandfather. And that's where the name Creative Owls came from. It's for the people that are stayed up at night, that work, the night owls that work hard, that stay up at night, and then they're creative.
How cool is that? So in a way, you're kind of carrying forth his legacy, right? You're doing kind of what you saw him do.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he passed away about 1.5 years ago, which is hard. But his legacy still runs through me. The name. And now I have owls around my office as well.
Love it.
Yeah, as you can see. And then my first NFT collection was called Moonlight Owls. My first NFT collection that I ever put out on the chain.
So are you an
Good question. Great question to lead it off. I love this. Yeah.
I think I'm going to ask you questions you may never have been asked before in an interview. So bear with me. No. Are you a creative? So you say you put out an NFT collection.
Yeah, 100%. I went to an art school here in the Washington D.C. area. So I was an art kid. That was like my trade, and I did it through like digital media production, and then went over to like website development. And my creativity is now used to be like paintbrushes or like painting and stuff like that, but now my creativity is now in digital realm, Photoshop, Illustrator, and now it's gone to code, of how I code, how I develop, how I create functions, and my creativity goes through that.
That's amazing. Isn't it amazing though? I often speak to people. I'm running an open call at the moment where I say to everybody every day, we're all creators. Doesn't matter. You just have to like open your eyes and you're creating, so whether you're taking a photograph of what you see when you're cooking a meal. So I love that. I love the fact that you kind of, you started off in art school, like you say, with paintbrushes and thing, and it's now turned into this digital. Okay, so my first question I normally ask people who've just got normal names is, how did you get into crypto? And what was your first crypto? What was your sort of a crypto experience? What's your crypto story?
What's my crypto story? Oh man, I had a friend. I'll put it to you that way. Everyone has that one friend, right?
Everyone has that friend.
Everyone has that one friend.
Same person. It's
That's
the same
it was
person wandering around.
the same person. And I think I got into crypto like really, really early, but not really dove into it. I think it was like early 2024, no, 2014, maybe 2013. And Binance was out. It was so hard to even get Binance and then buy crypto. And I got into it a little bit, and that was it. Like I just bought some, Binance, and then I got my wallet locked out, and I was like, I'm done. Like I can't even log back in. Right. It wasn't until maybe 2016, 2017. IoT started coming out, Bitcoin started coming out, and I had a friend of mine, and I just started investing into Bitcoin. I only invest into Bitcoin, so do your own research. That's just my number one chain. So since 2006, I just started buying Bitcoin, and then I started buying. The first stock I bought was GBTC. Back in the day, it was a stock, ETF stock on Fidelity that you could also buy Bitcoin to great scale. So I started buying Bitcoin in wallets and also in stocks with ETFs, and that's where that kind of crypto ride kind of took off.
Wow.
And I had a friend of mine that was really big into like technology, the scene, and I think we were like in Cabo, Mexico. We were at a party or something, and he steps away, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I got to go buy this ape." I'm like, "What's an ape? Like, what are you doing right now?" Long story short, he buys, one of these, apes that kind of go bazooka through the roof, and I see the return on investment and the outcomes, and he's like, creative, like you're really into technology, you're really creative. You should check out what these NFT scenes and what this whole vibe is all about. And I dove in, and Web3 sucked me up. And then I went on a roller coaster, and then COVID came. I don't know if you remember what those long years were. And then okay, what's my side project? What can I get into? And I think I got more into Web3. I got more into community and found X, and then it was on from there.
Yeah, you were in the rabbit hole, and there was no turning back.
Yeah, I mean, can you agree X moves so fast? I mean, that Web3 space moves so fast.
It's actually crazy. I just had a meeting before this, and we were saying the first time we had a call was 3 years ago, and it literally feels like I said to her, I don't even remember that person. That person's long gone. I've never moved so swiftly in my life through something. And had to take, I mean, you've got to every single day pivot. It's actually quite scary. I mean, it must be quite intense being a founder in this sort of environment, because you can go to bed and wake up and there's like a whole new thing going on.
Oh man. Yeah, the Web3 space not only doesn't move so fast, but it's global. I mean, it's all over the world, right? Like, I have users or my target audience or my followers or my community, Japan, Tokyo, South Africa, Turkey, Iran, UK, then United States and Canada, right? So one post, the algorithm is just so crazy right now, by the way, of just any social media platform, especially on X. But Web3 is so diverse within global communities, but also, the different type of creators and also their education of where they're from.
It is, right? I don't think I've ever I've never sat in a room full of people from, my whole life, in all my work, that I've done, I'll sit in a room and it'll be from people who live like in the same city as me, and now I go on a spaces and it's like you say, people from everywhere. So I think, to me, isn't that one of the most exciting things about this is you're getting feedback from everyone, everywhere, scary and exciting.
Yeah, I think it's great. Think about it. Like I have a group of my friends, and maybe one out of 10 of my friends actually understand what I do, or really like support it, or can really comprehend. Right.
Yeah.
With like Web3 or like X or these other social media platforms, I have hundreds of people that all can agree with me. And it's a lot easier for me to be in a creative vibe and also be around, how would I say this? Not only creative vibe, but the right community. And everybody's leveling up because everybody's building, everybody's creating, everyone's creating a podcast, it's a newsletter, and everyone's kind of leveling up at the same time because we're kind of keeping ourselves accountable.
How does that feel for you, though, when you step out into the real world and you've got to have conversations with people around you?
It feels good. It feels refreshing. That's for sure. But
But isn't it weird? I mean, do they understand what you're talking about?
yes and no. I think because I live in the Washington D.C. area, technology is really kind of
Right.
the forefront blockchain. I think they're catching up.
Contact me on
Uh,
the southern tip of Africa
right.
when
Okay,
nobody.
it's a little different, right? Even with AI, when AI ChatGPT first rolled out, like we were creating blog articles. We were messing earlier with Notebook, Midjourney, and then now, like now that the LinkedIn community now only finally caught up, we're like way ahead because we've been doing it for such a long time.
Yeah. And tell me, when you're not got your crypto hat on, what are you doing in real life?
Well, I'm a father. I'm a husband. That's most
Yes.
importantly.
The
But
most important.
yeah, but I'm also a software engineer and a product engineer. So I help
Okay.
organizations build applications, content management systems. I do a lot of UX UI development, storyboarding, designing for uh, this new tech of apps or applications that are out there, from Salesforce to Drupal to Angular apps to React apps, all across different platforms for users across the United States.
That's incredible. Okay, so Webbie, let's dive into Webbie because I'm super excited to do
Sure.
that. Where did the idea come from? How did this? I mean, obviously now you say I didn't realize that you were in real life. You were a software engineer, so that, I mean, obviously gives you the brilliant fundamentals. Then you're interested in crypto, so
Mhm.
1+1, and realizing that creators, this is their tool, right?
Yeah.
To be online, and how do they get their work out there? The age-old question of how do creators reach their people? So where did it? So tell me about that.
Okay. So this is going to be a fun story. So if everybody here that's listening in, just buckle up for this one. Um, so when I first came into this space, I heard about this project that was rolling out. Um, it's called, it was like Puppet something that rolled out. There's a lot of friends, and it was on Ethereum, right? And I was like, okay. And back then, early, to 2021, Ethereum gas was pretty expensive, right?
Mm,
To roll it out. So I ended up, that this was like after me finding out that my friend got an ape, and he was like, hey, you should start buying NFTs, right? So I'm like, okay, I got my wallet, got my Coinbase, I got my MetaMask all hooked up, and I found a project that I think is going to go, to the moon, right? What we say, to the moon, right?
yeah.
So I joined Discord. Discord is fucking crazy. Sorry, my language. This is crazy to even go on Discord. I get there, I'm engaging, and then I get on the whitelist, and then it's mint day, Mel. I mint my first NFT. But before I do that, I buy it. I think the NFT was like $100. So I put $100 in my wallet, right? And I go there, and they're like, man, inefficient amount. You need $50 for gas. I'm like, oh my God. Put another $50 for gas, right? Boom, I buy, right? I buy my first
Oh God.
NFT, and then I see all the hype on X and all the Discord. And then I go again, put more money in my wallet, buy another NFT,
Oh my
right, man?
God.
So I'm in it. I'm in the FOMO. I'm in the hype.
Yeah.
I'm collecting digital assets. And then the next day, the rugged website goes down, Discord goes down. I just have this JPEG that has no value. And I
Oh,
learned about Web3 and NFTs in Rug literally the first week I hopped in here, Mal. And I was like, oh my
brilliant.
God. And I was like, I'm out. I'm out. I don't want to do this again. Right.
Yeah.
But then I found out, okay, there's still life in here, what we can actually create. And I haven't created a project yet. This is me collecting. And I said, okay, if that's as worst as it can get, and I lost, 200 and some dollars, okay, lesson learned. what's the cheapest blockchain out here? What's the cheapest blockchain out here that doesn't pay for, gas and all this stuff? And I found out a community or a blockchain or network called Polygon. Are you familiar with Polygon?
Yeah.
I said, oh man, I love the purple. I'm all in, right? So I figured, let me create a collection, Mel, and I called it the Moonlight Owls collection. Now this is a 50 collection, lazy minted on OpenSea, wrapped Ethereum, Polygon. I mean, if you've been around the space, you can just imagine this is just no smart contract. It's just lazy. If you guys don't know what lazy minted, that means you don't have a smart contract and you mint on a platform. So I lazy minted it on OpenSea, put it out there. And this time I didn't have any image generator stuff like that. I didn't have a smart contract. So all my meta tags were uppercase, lowercase. It was just a shit show. Yeah. And
but how divine to have that in your arsenal of stories, isn't it?
Like, it gets better.
Like they were 100 years ago. I mean, it's like so bizarre even listening to this. Yeah, I remember those days as if they were back in the day.
So, I created a 50 collection. I called it the Moonlight Owls. I numbered it 1 through 50. I have it on OpenSea. I'm like, okay, they're not buying. Why are they not buying? And then it's like, oh, you have to be on X, right? So I'm on X, and there's some accounts out there. If you guys have ever seen these accounts, put in the comments, hey, I've got 1 ETH, I'm buying. Yeah. And I'm like, shill, OpenSea link. I didn't have any engagement, any OpenSea link. And then I used to see these massive Ethereum rooms that used to bring like 300 or 400 people, and I would just wait. Please bring me up. Oh my God, please bring me up. Everyone's going to buy my stuff right when I go up on that space. Hey, everybody, my name is Creative. I'm here to tell you guys about my Moonlight Owl collection on the chain. What's the utility? I don't know. What network is it on? Polygon. Boom, kicked off stage. Just absolutely no love. And I was like, man. So then I found a small community on Polygon, right? A lot of wounded warriors like myself that didn't have the big money, and I started building the small community. Right, from the small community, it rolled out. And at this time, Spatial.io rolled out. Are you familiar with Spatial.io?
I think so.
They do like metaverse, VR, stuff like that. So I got on the platform.
Yeah.
It's like a metaverse world.
Did they do like art galleries that you could walk around in?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. That's exactly what it is. So I found Spatial.io, and I haven't released my project yet. And I got in there. I'm like, oh man, I could put my owls on this wall. Oh, this is cool. Hey guys, now when I'm shilling, hey guys, I've got the first metaverse ever on the Polygon blockchain. So at this time, I've got my art gallery ready to roll out. I'm doing regular spaces. I'm like, hey guys, I'm dropping my collection November 22nd. Come check it out. Well, 1 like. Okay. 2 likes, and I keep coming into these spaces, still waiting to have them up there. And then I figured out something. Now, this is where everything changed. This is where I put my marketing hat on. And I said, what can I do to get people in here? They don't give a shit about my work. Maybe they care about their work a little bit. Maybe I can grow. So I put a post being like, hey guys, I have a community art wall. Who wants to put their NFTs in the metaverse? Boom, 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 boom. Direct messages, likes. And I'm like, damn, I got 50 people that, wanted to put it up there. So inside the metaverse, I put an art wall, put all their NFTs. And come minting day, everyone came to the metaverse to check out the artwork. Not my artwork, not my house. But to see the artwork. But then it grew to grow my brand. People were trusting it. Okay, this guy's building something different. And then my little 50 collection started selling $12, $50, $100, $300 in NFT. It got all the way up to $1,500 for one of my Moonlight Owl NFTs. My little collection that I had of 50 hit 4 ETH of Polygon. because
No way.
yeah. And I
That's
was like, oh shit.
brilliant.
I'm like, I figured it out. I know what to do, right? But I realized I don't think my calling was to create like an NFT collection because it was really hard to sustain and keep, Excel sheets with their wallets and their names and like I didn't
Yeah.
have all that technology. So, but I found something that was really unique is that people want to come inside these events if you're showing their artwork, if you're highlighting them. And I said, hmm, let me do a showcase. Let me do a Polygon showcase and highlight artists. And we got 100 artists that came into, I built a metaverse in Unity. And then we started doing these events every other quarterly month. Anyways, we did 7 Polygon showcases. Artists got their artwork sold. This was in VR. My social media grew from 0 to 10,000 followers, like within the first like 2 or 3 years of rolling it out. And then I found myself talking to Polygon and partnering with them. Sandeep, the founder of Polygon, I talked to him. He did an entire video of highlighting what we were doing in the ecosystem.
Sure.
And anyways, more partners came up, and I realized, man, this is what people want. They need a platform for them to highlight and showcase their work. And X is not really that platform. It's really a conversational platform. And I was like, let me go back in the lab and let me see what I can create to do something. So that's where the idea of, I would say, Webbie Social kind of came out, is from doing these doing these metaverse events and hosting these, that creators want to highlight a place for them to showcase their artwork, and they want to make sales. So let me build a platform that can streamline that process, but also help onboard people that are not into blockchain, that are not into Web3, into a platform. So that's where the idea kind of, and the synergy kind of all came out. I know it's a long story, but
I love it.
that's really how the whole thing kind of came to be.
Yeah. I love it. And I think it's such a beautiful story for people who want to be entrepreneurs to listen to, because so many people, like panic when something they try fails and they think, okay, well, that's it, I'm fucked, like nothing, I'm stop. And also they don't realize that you should, or not that they don't realize, sorry, is that it's important to do something that you really love, that you kind of, that your mind is just like, hang on a minute, I want to play with this. It's not just seeing
Yes.
someone else's idea and going like, okay, I'm going to do that. So, I think that's it. Don't be scared of failure, right? I mean, how would you sort of bundle that into a message for somebody who is listening and they're going, okay, hang on a minute. What do I do? I've got a great idea, because ideas are free, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's how do you take that idea and
Um,
make it work as an entrepreneur?
couple things. Networking is really important in this Web3 space. Is not what you know, is who you know. And partnerships are everything in Web3, especially getting the right people to see what your artwork is. So make sure you have a strong network and you're networking all day, every day. Get in those DMs, right?
Grind. That's
Grind, right?
that.
Also go to these IRL events as well too. When you meet someone face to face behind the PFP was really good. And then the other thing is, like, Web3 is like, it will suck you up. And for the creators or the people that have been in blockchain, it moves so fast that you're constantly on the timeline. We call it the drip, where you're just constantly refreshing, right? You got to figure out what that balance is between your work life and your Web3 life and in your personal life. You have to find a balance. And then the other thing is just be consistent. When I say be consistent, I really say is create good habits that you're going to spend enough time for you to do those things, that you can, participate in the right things. You don't want to spend 3 hours in a space that's not going to provide return on investment or value for you. So don't do those things anymore. And you'll learn, over time, what's going to be the best return on investment. And then the other thing is just use AI. Try to automate. I try to automate a lot of like my posts, so I can spend that time on doing partnerships, or I have a post that just went out, so I can actually do this podcast, right? So use tools like that to help you stay consistent, innovate, and for you to actually go after it. And then once you start gaining some success, you start building confidence in yourself, and that's where you're able to try new things. And I always say, the more confident you are, the more likely I feel like you are to try new things. And part of failing is not a no, it's let's try again.
Mm. Yeah, I love that. I love that. I think of the first times as well that I went on Spaces, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm so scared. They're gonna ask me to say, like, I'm on there, but I'm too scared that they're actually gonna ask me to say anything." Such a funny time, isn't it? Okay, tell me now. I'm listening and I'm going, okay, this this sounds exactly, because it is exactly what the whole industry needs, right?
Mm,
It needs we've got these marketplaces, and we've got the artwork, and we've got DeFi, so we've got money, we've got art, things to do, but you're bringing all of those things together, right?
yeah, I
Now,
think I'm bringing it, but I'm trying to bring it to in a professional realm in a startup phase.
right.
So before I launched Webbie, I spent maybe 800 hours watching YouTube videos around Stanford University of how to start up how to start up a company.
Wow.
Just all night, just moonlight owling, just watching, taking my notes, writing my pads. What is an MVP, how to roll out, how to get users, how to get your first 100 users, how to do feedback, and then tying it to what I know as a product engineer to make sure that the design and what I do makes sense.
Yeah.
We build it in the right scale, and how do I deliver it the right way, and then set myself up for success down the road. And even when I rolled it out, I'll tell you this funny story. I just have to get it out. I was
Mm.
about to go to the beach, I think last year this time, and I'm in the car, and Mrs. Owls, who's knows nothing about blockchain, it's just like mom mode, and just like she's like, do your thing, right? I'm telling her, hey, I'm going to launch this new startup company called Webbie Social, but before it was called Web3 Social. And she's like, well,
Right.
what's it about? Like, what are you trying to do? And I'm like, I'm trying to onboard people. And she's like, well, if you call it Web3 Social, you're just limiting to yourself to Web3 people. And literally that night, I changed the name and we rolled it out to production the next day. So I just want to just add that
Mrs.
story there.
Owls got it
Mrs.
going
Owls.
on, Joe.
Yes. So I got with I put like some tweets out for some developers to help me. I ended up finding like a small group of developers that knew more about blockchain and React, and they're kind of like my co-founders as well. They're kind of behind the scenes, and we started bringing up the idea. And I was like, "Hey, I've got a budget. Let's see what we can create. Minimal viable product. We're just trying to, roll this thing out." And we got to a good point where I was like, "Okay, I think we're ready to go. Let's beta test this." Because part of like my startup courses or my school of YouTube was like, create something, start it out and beta test it. And I think you might have joined through beta test at the beginning of the year. And we started beta testing and getting feedback. And that brought in like 30 people. And they were like, this sucks. We need this. We need that. And I built like a job board for people to use. And then we were doing surveys. No one liked the job board. No one used the job board. So guess what? We're not using the job board.
There's no job board.
There's no job board, right? So it allowed me to realize, okay, let me not just think of what I think is right. Let me listen to people. And once I started doing that, I got better feedback. I got more people recommending people to try out the platform. And then the platform got better over time because the features that we were adding or the little tweaks were the tweaks
Mm.
that those users were actually were needing. And we talked about marketplaces. So we have a very light marketplace. We're not trying to be a marketplace at all whatsoever. We have a very light version of marketplace, but we're trying to be the next like LinkedIn, Patreon of Web3. We're trying to be the professional hub for digital creators. There's enough marketplaces out there. We don't want you
Yeah.
to just be stuck to our marketplace. So if you like Gamma, cool. If you like OpenSea, cool. If you like Magic Eden, Skirpy, Object, whatever you want, you can mint wherever you want. Or if you want to have your own smart contract and mint on your website, whatever you want.
Mm.
We are the hub for you to connect all those things onto the platform. Because as a creator, if you're just thinking about making money just on NFTs, you're missing out on the opportunity as an entrepreneur because you can sell merch, you can sell courses, you can sell services, right? There's so many other things that you can sell and showcase on on your profile page. So that's where we were like, okay, how can we kind of create this digital hub for digital creators? And that's where things kind of spun out. And we started listening to what the community wanted, and they started asking for open calls. Are you familiar with open calls?
Yeah, I love open calls. I'm actually running one on a project that I'm working on at the moment because it just brings people together
Oh, and this is
in
another
the most
like
extraordinary way.
this is another community wall moment, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
had Vans who leads the Women in Tech Museum, and she said, "Here, I don't want to use this platform anymore. I won't say their name, who whatever platform it is. We don't like it. They don't respond. It just doesn't work well for us anymore. Can we try doing it on Webbie?" I'm like, "We don't have an open call system." They're like, she's like, "Just figure it out." And we ended up doing it. We brought in 100 new users just
yeah,
from that open call. I
yeah,
said, "Oh shit, I'm getting users."
yeah,
And then some of them converted to paid users. I'm like, "Okay,
yeah.
Dr. Evil, let's see what we can do, right? Let's build an
Open
open
calls
call
for the
system."
win.
Yeah, right? Um, and then I connected with this wonderful, wonderful woman who her name is Chora. She is now the director of partnerships and open calls at Webbie
I
Social. She
saw
runs
that.
all open calls. And she was like, "Creative, you need to do this." I'm like, so I listened to her. We started
Yeah,
making some changes. We rolled out the open call. And now we realized we're the number one open call platform now, right?
yeah, you are.
Because we're getting open calls from different communities, and then now we're getting paid partnerships for us to host their open calls.
Mm.
And we're creating some really great partners, not only on the paid side but also on the Web3 side. So we just partnered up with One Love Art DAO.
Yes, I was on the space the other day. I've
Oh,
been following you around. You said you're following me on Run. You have no idea. I've been sneaking around. I
good,
was on
good, yeah.
that. I was listening to it. It was amazing.
So we connected with One Love Art DAO, and it was probably the best partnership that Webbie has done to date. We connected with the founder Jen,
Yeah.
um, and she was on the same tip of like executing, being very professional of how we do things. And we did this Infinite Realms open call. They broke Webbie, by the way. When I mean broke, I mean we had I think 650 users, and at that time they helped us get another 256 users, and now we're at 1400 users within a
Wow.
we doubled when we rolled out the open call system. Not only
Yeah.
that, they actually had 202 submissions. All their artists, out of the 200, eight got selected, and then they got featured on Object, the first place, and then that collection sold out in about 48 hours, right? So we saw some really, really awesome, interesting things when we did the open calls, how we can partnership. But Mel, let me tell you one of the most exciting parts out of this whole thing. Since Webbie Social login is not through a digital wallet, I remember logging into like this marketplace, I won't name them, or this social platform where I had to get a wallet, I had to
Yeah.
do a backflip and then buy this coin, and I was like, I can't do this.
How can you learn when you're
How
so
can
gated? You
yes,
gated right up front. So it's like, hang on a minute, come into my palace. Yeah, but first you have to like wriggle through a tiny little corridor, and tough luck if you've got what's that thing? Claustrophobia.
yeah, and there's an alligator there, and then you have to
Yeah,
swim underwater,
yeah.
and then
You have to buy
hopefully
an
you understand.
alligator.
Yeah, and then hopefully you understand the user experience. And I was like,
Yeah,
absolutely not. We're not doing this. So Webbie Social, we did old school. We have you heard of the Trojan horse? So what we do is that you log in through Google authentication, and
yeah.
then when you're ready to monetize, you can connect your digital wallet, and that's when you can start
Amazing.
collecting tips or fundraising. That's it. Very easy to log in and go through the
Mm.
process. But let me tell you this: since we did that, we have broken the barrier of people that are not in the Web3 space, that are traditional artists or digital artists that are not in blockchain, for them to come into Webbie Social. And we
Mm.
had this one creator that joined the open call, Mel, and their artwork got selected out of 1 out of the 8. This woman doesn't have X. She
Oh,
doesn't She doesn't have Facebook or Instagram. She just has a LinkedIn and creates art. She just found Webbie Social as an outlet. Now we're trying to get a hold of her and get her to walk her through how to mint on object. But
Yeah.
this is just like an outcome. What I think is awesome is that we're now connecting with people that are not in blockchain, not technology, onboarding them through an open call system, and now getting them interested to either get a wallet or start minting their artwork on chain. And we're starting that user journey, that flow of helping the next wave of creators go into Web3. So that was for me a really success story through open calls.
Yeah, what a story. I love it. There were so many things as we were going through. I was like, oh, that's it. That's the lesson. When you first even started off, I was like, that's actually the lesson for entrepreneurs. The fact that you spent 800 hours preparing yourself
Oh my gosh.
for what you're going to do, because that opens you up to take that new knowledge in all the time instead of trying to be learning what you're doing along the way. I love that. There were so many things in what you were saying that I loved so much. But I think now I'm a creator and I'm listening to this and I'm going, okay, that's me. The moment this is done, because it's so captivating, I can't do it while they're talking. But the minute they finish talking, I'm heading over to Webbie Social and I'm going to create my profile. What can they expect? They're going to create their profile. Like you just said, now it's easy. They do it through their Google profile, right? So and everybody's got one of those. So what happens next? Why am I doing it? You mentioned open calls, but I mean, there were a lot of other things going on. You've mentioned linking into marketplaces. Take me through
the journey. Yeah. So when you first log in,
product.
Yeah. So when you first log into the product, you're going to get prompt for you to create your profile. This is an opportunity for you to create your brand, your style onto the platform, right? Your banner, your image, your bio, and then you're able to connect all your socials. So if you have a podcast, you have a YouTube, a TikTok, a Facebook, we're not limiting to you for just one or two links. It's pretty much wide open, right? So then you're setting up your profile. Then from there, you can create, and we call it like create a post. You can create like an announcement post. You can upload a digital art post. You can embed a YouTube, since we're already embedded with YouTube. Just drop your YouTube link, or you can submit to an open call. So there's different ways for you to either start creating your brand, find opportunities through the open call system, right, and submit to the open call system. Or if you're a creator and you're looking to raise funds, say that I'm Mel and I want to get a flight ticket to, let's say, Art Basel coming up in November, right? And you're looking to crowd for some funds and your brand is really well on Webbie, you can create a goal and you can set a goal for how much you want to earn. And then creators can start tipping you immediately right then and there on the platform, or you can start tipping you directly. The one thing that I've seen on other platforms is two things. One, the algorithm. Right, you're always fighting the algorithm. Your artwork doesn't get seen, or what that is. When you post on Webbie, your post gets seen. We don't have an algorithm. So basically, when you post, you get to see your artwork be the first one posted on home. Have you ever heard of Facebook, Mel? That's the way Facebook was, right? When you first post something, obviously you get seen. So that's one of the things that we allow you to control your algorithm. So for your post to get seen, but for you to use our filters for you to see if you want to see digital artwork, do you want to see YouTube videos, what type of artwork do you want to see? So that's kind of the process. Then you have the Explore tab. Now the Explore tab is really great because you can actually go in there, and then when you set up a profile, you define, are you a live streamer? Are you a digital artist? Are you a developer? And what we're doing is we're creating like a tag for you. And when you go to the Explore tab, you can explore by that tab to find other creators that are in your niche or that are very similar to you. That does allow you to make better connections so you can, create and follow. And then our events. So we have an events page for you to see what live streams are happening. So like this live stream that's posted on here, there's an events post up there that you get to see when the next post is. So you can post around an X space, a live stream, a merch drop, NFT drop, an IRL event, a webinar, just different type of events type. So you can always see what's happening here in the ecosystem. So these are some of the things that you can start doing along the way. But if you're like a digital artist, and you want to, start building a one hub for you to, host your artwork from different blockchains or different marketplaces, this could be your center hub for you to find that. And then again, the open call partnerships. I think this is really amazing because there's a lot of opportunity and synergy where these brands are looking for artists. And also a lot of artists are looking to grow their resume and being able to say, hey, we've been displayed at this art case, we've been displayed at this show. Again, this is a better way for you to monetize, but also increase your brand visibility.
Right. So there's a couple of things I think that I also want to, because I've obviously been on the platform for a while. I love it. I love it how my work as a writer and a podcaster is displayed. It is so, I don't want to say easy because that doesn't sound like the right word, but it's such a wonderful experience. When you go on to set up your profile, to post your goodies, it's really a beautiful and very, very, I can't think of the word, and I want to say articulate, but it's not that.
It's intuitive.
Intuitive. That's the word.
Yeah, exactly. But that's where my software engineer experience come from, right? I designed like the layout, the prototypes. I did everything in Figma, designing it, then working with the developers to get things in the right look and feel in the right areas. Even like the structure of how you create a post and a content type, like just strategizing that through my experience. Web3 should not be hard, but for some reason, because we have all these like smart contracts and integration, all these dApps were created in the early stages by like hardcore software backend engineers. Now we're able to enhance that with user experience, with human-centered design, and be able to create a, more an intuitive, responsive, and accessible platform for people to start using. And that's why we have the blockchain integration on the back end. So you can be joining on Webbie Social not knowing that there's a Web3 integration on there when you're ready. We're not throwing you in the deep end, right? So you can be a regular creator, not want to even, tap into it, but still create your profile when you're ready. You're able to do that. And this is what happened. We went to an art show called Pancakes and Booze here in the Washington, D.C. area. I'll share that video with you. And what we did is that we connected with all traditional artists and brought all the traditional artists on the platform. And they had no idea there was Web3 in the back end.
Yeah.
Absolutely
not. I love that.
Right?
I love it.
And
this
it's
is
like,
how, this is the secret. This is how, and it's something that I've been, when I discovered your platform, it was like, this is the thing. Everybody's saying, how are we going to onboard the next blah, blah, blah users? How do we onboard people? This is it. You invite them in the front door of your house that looks like a normal house. And then when you get inside, your furniture's a bit unusual, but you're in there. So you're going to check it out, so I love it. And I think, I'm fascinated by it. So let's just go back. So now we're a creator. We've created our profile. We've, you can see, as you say, I've entered an open call. I've posted my artwork. You can post anything, guys. I post my articles there. I post these live streams go there. If I want to post anything that, if I create anything, I can go and post it there. But you've also got some other tools that either you busy working on or that you work.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not going to say what I'm not supposed to say.
You're good. We'll drop a little bit of alpha tonight.
A little bit of alpha at the end. Okay, there we go. But I just wanted to talk about AI and integrating that, because that's another problem I think creatives have, is like, I am a creative. Like you said, that lady, that artist didn't even have an X. Creatives aren't content creators and aren't marketers. Sure. So they struggle a little bit when it comes to building their brand, right? Or marketing themselves and saying, hey, everyone, look at my art. So this helps them like put it out there in a place that they feel comfortable putting it out there. It's like putting it on their own website. That's how it kind of feels, like you've got your own little page that everybody else can come and have a look at. But now, how does the AI side of things work?
Awesome. maybe I can share my screen here.
Yeah. Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
yes.
cool?
Share.
Is that cool? So
Yes.
yeah, let me
Very
just,
cool.
yeah, very cool. Let me
Because there's tipping as well. There's
yeah,
achievement
yeah, yeah, yeah.
badges.
We'll do a quick walkthrough. So let me know if you can see the screen.
Yes.
Okay,
Let's
so
go.
when you log into Webbie Social, I'm just gonna hit get started. You'll see my page here that we currently have.
Oh,
Again,
here
we
we are.
talked about your bio. This so before you buy anything, Mel, online like Amazon, what do? You look at the reviews, right? Does this person have what they have, right? So any single time you attend an IRL event and we can validate that for like our open calls, we create badges for you. So this allows you to have that validation and then what we call that social proof on your platform, right? So this allows you to say, okay, this person is who they are. This person is really affiliated with One Love Art DAO. This person really attended NFT NYC based off our validation process. Here's our goals that we talked about, and then your different artwork that you can post, your different segments. So I've got podcasts, I've got NFT art, I've got my Spotify playlist that I have, some behind the scenes, um, some just different things that I have around like my journey as my brand, more for like for my perspective of what I currently have, right? Anything particular that now around the AI, this is going to be really sick, Mal. You're going to love this. Is that on Webbie Social, every single time that you get a tip, every single time that you post an artwork, every single time that you engage or someone engage with you or create that artwork, we all have that in a database, right? And if you've been on YouTube, if you've been on Instagram or Facebook, you have that like analytics page, right?
Yeah.
That you currently have that you see the charts and what it is, and you're like, okay, that looks cool, but what can I do? Right? What exactly can I actually do here? So what we created is something called an AI agent on the back end that looks at your database and then gives you recommendations based off your data, based off how many posts that you've created, how much engagement you have, and then everything related to your profile on Webbie Social. So you'll go to your analytics page.
Wow.
And then here it will give you an overview of who you are. So this is what we do. It looks at all your database points and it gives you an overview of what type of creator you are, right? You're the founder of Webbie Social and Bloomint. You're passionate around SaaS, you know, how many followers you have, how many likes. And then this is the best part. It gives you recommendations of how to monetize, how to grow, and what other things that you can do in your medium to become a better creator. So this one, it says expand your reach by collaborating with a fellow podcast host and a YouTuber with AI and tech. Exactly what it is. High five, right? So it gives you
Oh, that's
recommendations of actually how to grow on the platform.
yeah.
And then and if you know if you're not happy with it, you can just hit regenerate, and then it can just look again through your data and give you some more prompts. Again, this is all based off your bio, your information, your engagement, all regarding with what you currently have pretty much on Webbie Social. So not only are we giving you better analytics tools, but we're also giving you what we call data-driven decisions based off your data. So correct with the host, audience, the Q&A sessions at the end of the stream, build a deeper engagement with expanding your casual followers into loyal fans. So these are some of the things that I do for Webbie based off of like how to monetize or some creative ways for us to highlight, or for myself, for how can I start earning some more money. And just because sometimes I'm stuck, I'm in this like funnel vision where I don't see other opportunities, right? Of selling
Mhm.
merch. I'm just kind of focused on just artwork, where I could be leaving a lot of things on the table. So this gives me a different perspective based off my, based off, my profile. I do want to go back to the open calls again.
Mm.
This is where we're seeing a lot of engagement with our open calls that are a lot of artists are coming into, being able to see all the different open calls and what people are
Yeah.
creating, what they're posting. So it's really really incredible to see some of these artists that are coming in here, what they're creating, what they're building, how they're innovating. But also the talent here is through the
Stunning.
roof of what we're doing
Mm.
with Webbie. And then the marketplace, I'll just touch over this. Have you ever heard of like Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah.
That's exactly what my idea was, right? It's for you to post whatever you want, post it to whatever marketplace that you want. And then once you sell it, you can change the title to sold, right? So now artists are able to display their different artworks from different marketplaces, display what, whatever they want to, and then sell their art pieces. And here, this is just artwork, but you can tie merch, you can tie swag, you can tie courses. And like we have, like, artists are just finding out about how to actually use this in different mediums. Just saw a post today of somebody actually start doing this. Where is it?
So when I post, for example, because I haven't got the paid one, which I think a lot of these is from the paid, so I need to get that. But when I go on, and that's why I haven't used this particular thing. I go on. Does it work exactly the same as when I'm posting my YouTube or my article from Substack? I just put the link in, and then that takes the link. I just click on it, and that takes to where. Okay.
Yeah, I'll show you. So you just hit get started. You log into the page. You just hit add content. Now, now you just see a different field. Now you can do for a post. So let's say you have a paid Substack. You can do it for a post. You can also do it for a digital art, or when you post for an open call, you can also post it for sale. So that option is there for you for a creator, for you to start selling your marketplaces. Right now, we rolled it out for a Webbie Plus for them to start using it. The Webbie Plus includes a verification badge. You get first access to obviously our new features. You get marketplace. There's some other goodies I won't mention yet that's rolling out yet, but more visibility. Right now, when you log in as a free creator, we limit you to have 3 posts per day, and that's because we don't have an algorithm, so you can't dominate the entire algo if we give you free post all day. And that's what happened in the very beginning. We gave access for everybody to post, and we had one creator that posted like 20 things and then never came back. We're like, okay, we're not doing that again. Right, they dominated. So keeping it to 3 allows the creators to select the best of the best artwork that they have to display it. When you get a Webbie Plus, you can post up to 10 times per day. So there's some limitations, but allows you to really start curating of what you want to start building, what you want to start creating, and what you want to start displaying for other people to see.
So fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really fantastic. I love it so much. And then you showed us just now the tipping as well. So let's go down the side here. So we've got Explore, then your marketplace.
Yes. So the Explore, like I talked to you about, right? So this shows you all the creators on Webbie. We're not hiding anything. And other platforms really, you kind of have something like this, but not Intel. So if I want to, so for example, if I want to see all the digital artists on the platform, I can select this digital artist tab here, and everybody that's labeled as a digital artist, I can see it. Now I follow everybody on Webbie, so that's why it says following. But you can see all the digital artists that I can connect with. So it's a lot easier for me to find my friends in here. If I want to look for developers, I can click on the developers tab. If I want to hit all, I can hit all. If I want to find you, Mel, what is your username?
It'll be my name, Melanie Carstens.
Here we go. Boom, found you.
There.
Yeah. Right. So then I can find you pretty quickly, and then I can see, banner. I can see your image. You're not following anybody yet, but I can see all the followers that you currently have. Right. I can see. Look at this. This is your brand, right? You can see your quote that you currently have, and I can see that you connected a post to it. So this is going to open up to your one stack. So now you're directing people over to your Substack. If I want to watch your YouTube video, this is where I'm actually watching your videos the other day. You just and I can just sit back and be on Webbie and watch your stuff. You can also embed your live stream as well. And when I'm ready to tip you, looks like you already connected your wallet. I can do a great job. I think I'm on poll. I don't know if my wallet is connected to here yet. So
what wallet would I have used?
Use my your MetaMask. Your MetaMask. I mean, there's MetaMask and there's Rainbow that you can connect with.
Oh my God, I wonder what
throughout the process.
Okay.
And boom, successful. So now I sent you a tip on your platform on your end, right? So if I go back to my profile, I go to my wallet,
That is so cool.
I can now track everybody who I've tipped. So if I go to tipped, this is going to be a lot, by the way. I can see that I tipped you $1 in pull, and I can keep track of everybody who I've tipped before in the last 6 months, and then also who's actually tipped me in the last 6 months. So we're giving you a UX UI for tipping and donating and supporting creators on the platform. Before, you would have to try to get their wallet address. You would try to figure out X and O's, go to smart contract. We build the entire UX UI there for you to see. And the tipping is very like you go to a restaurant. Hey, how well did you like this? You want to give them a $5 custom tip? And what I just showed you, that was it. That took 2 seconds of actually how to tip somebody. And then the goals section, I'll go through fast. If you've ever heard of GoFundMe or crowdsourcing, this is where creators are like, hey, I'm trying to get some money for my piece artwork. I'm trying to sell or get access to this different account. I'm a content creator. I might be dealing with some, tumors. I'm trying to raise, foundation, $100. So there's different ways that communities are now starting to crowdsource and fund. So you've got One Love Art DAO that's looking to earn money to get their artwork displayed on a billboard. So they're raising money from our community to get their artwork displayed on the billboard. So the goals is definitely something that we just launched, and we're starting to see more growth. And then the last thing I'll talk about, and then I'll turn it back over to you, is our events. You're able to see what are upcoming events within our ecosystem. So in-person event, here are all the events that are going to be coming up, right? This is the one that we've got going on over the weekend, metaverse events, and be able to find the right platform or the right engagement for you to dive in. So we're trying to do everything. Not trying to do everything. We're trying to work strategically. But one of the things, Mel, that we did is that since this is a startup, we just wanted to launch something quickly and easily. We don't have any comments. There's no commenting on the platform. And we did it because we didn't know how to do it, right? Or set it up, right? But it became a blessing in disguise, Mel, because this way there's no noise on the platform. There's no trolls or people writing negative stuff. Everything is just extremely, extremely visual of what you see, right? So you're really focusing on the artwork or what you're really promoting or what you're putting out there. You're not focusing on, someone's having a bad day and wants to drop like a thumbs down or something on your art posts. As artists, as a creator, sometimes we're sensitive of like putting our artwork out there, putting our artist statement out there, and not having that comment area helps a lot. There's also no direct messaging right now. So we limited that, it was just because that's the way we build it out. It's a small startup. We were just trying to deliver and ship something out as a founder. So if you're a founder and you're building a product, nothing's ever going to be 100% done. I'm not going to have the live stream, the video integration, all that stuff done, but whatever you have, roll it out, get feedback from your users and see what they like and what they don't like. And when we thought that they were going to be upset with us, it went the other way around. People are like, I like this. It's something new. What's different around this social platform that's others is that we remove the commenting or direct messages so you can actually get more visualization, and the engagement is really through hearts and likes that you can currently see. So I just want to add a little bit of touch point of as a founder, if you don't have everything, just ship with what you got.
And I think, to be quite frank, I wrote an article a while back and it said something along the lines of, red hearts don't pay the bills, thumbs up don't, whatever, for an artist. And the beautiful thing about this is that it allows people to actually just look at the work and support it, as opposed to, like you say, make a noise about it. That it's like the armchair, what do they call them? Like people who watch armchair referees. It's that kind of, I'm going to have so much to say about your art, but that's all I'm doing. Whereas this becomes, is that right? Like somewhere where people go and they're actually going to buy it or support it or go to the event or help you raise funds. They're coming there for a purpose, not just to troll.
That's what it is, and that's the one thing that I feel like we were missing for a
Mm,
while, is just having more of that professional. I mean, there's a lot of, I love the degen side of things, right? But sometimes
yeah.
there could be times where it liquidates some of the field when people are just investing into meme coins or shit coins that really don't provide a ton of value. Where I'm really focused as a digital artist, as a creator. This is like my realm. So for me, I want to treat it as professional. And the better you brand and market, the more you can charge for your product and services. I'll
Hmm.
say that one more time so anybody missed it. The better you brand and market, the more you can charge for your product and services. So if you have a strong brand, you're professional with it, and you're providing high quality value and content, that's where you can actually increase your prices and go towards the price range that that's valuable for creators. So that's my personal logic. And again, I'm really trying to connect with the next wave of digital creators. The next wave of creators, I look like not only doing traditional art, but AI artwork, right? Like Google Banana just released, right? There's all these new platforms that are rolling out AI functionality, and they're just stuck in the Discord, or they're just stuck inside their mid journey. They need to get it out there for people to see and express themselves. And we'll talk about what we created with Studio to actually allow creators to build onto that.
Yeah, well, let's go. Let's
Okay. Yeah.
tell me
So we
about it. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so with Webbie, we gave you the platform for you to obviously create a profile, highlight yourself, and put things together. And I was at a an IRL event, and I was literally trying to put together a slideshow for the event, and I had to get PowerPoint, I had to get my artwork, I had to grab the title, I had to do all this stuff, and then I had to like export it, get to the event, export it, hand it over to the person. I'm like, man, this was a little tougher than I expected. Let me actually switch my screen so you can see. And I was like, man, let me just create something new. Let me create something that will help creators. Now I've helped you to create your brand, display your brand. Now let me help you present it. Let me help you
Wow.
story tell, right? So I created something called Studio. In Studio, what it is allows you as a creator to highlight the best of your artwork or collaboration with storytelling through your products. So we released this about a month and a half ago. We've had already 123 public slideshows, right? So this is where creators can come in here and create their own unique slideshow based off their artwork.
Wow, look at that.
And
Stunning.
this is all on screen, right? So now you can display your artwork. You can send someone a link to your showcase, or you can share it on socials. And we gave you an option for you to embed it right on your website or your article. So if you have a Substack and you want to write an article about your latest your latest artwork, you can embed it there. If you have your website, so now you could also even broadcast it out onto TVs. So artists are really utilizing this not only to display their artwork, but also to promote themselves. So you've got Shields, who's actually talking about her Web3 journey of how she started, and using this as a promotional slideshow when she presents at a conference to talk about where she's done, where she's going through, and what she's currently doing. So people are using it as a professional realm, or to be able to share their latest and greatest, artwork or storytell of them of like what they're producing.
Mm. It's phenomenal. It's something. I've been around in the ecosystem. In real life, I have an art background, and I've been around in the ecosystem, kind of just supporting NFTs and the creator economy. How stunning is that? And it's like, this is exactly, I used to say, if Patreon and Instagram and Twitter and Spotify had a baby, that's what crypto needs. So
Welcome, Webbie Social.
yeah, that's it. This is the baby. Hello there, baby. So, it's just bringing all of those things into one place. And I love the way it is not being developed. It's not complicated.
Mm,
It's even from a back end point of view, obviously that it's complicated, but it's kind of also saying, look, I want to build this all encompassing product, but I also don't want to have to, you know, um, build all of those things, which is then going to take away from the time I can spend going out and making this even better and better and better. Otherwise, you know, you get sort of stuck or downtrodden in one side of it, and then that's it. Whereas, oh, look at that. I would buy that right now.
I have a story for this artist too, Ryan. Ryan came in here super shy, was a software engineer, wasn't really sure what he wanted to create, and then he just started prompting. And then started building, and now he's one of our top creators on the platform of the artwork that he does, his creativity.
Incredible.
Yeah, so it's just amazing to see what these creators are actually what they're producing, and there's no way that you can actually see this on X. Like, you can only have up to 4, right? A slideshow that you can actually share the artwork and storytell. I mean, it's just we're just different of how people just want to. This is called Through the Lens. It was like a art collection of how to see artwork through a lens. I mean, it's just so creative. It blows my freaking mind as the founder.
Yeah.
Nothing is more rewarding when people actually use your product and use it a whole different way that you would actually see them use it. And we have some artists. We had a guy named Chet, and I'll tell you about Chet real quick. He came on the platform and he was hot. Why am I limited to 3 posts a day? I've got 10,000 pieces of artwork. And we're like, well, great. Here you go. Here's studio. And he created 4 or 5 100 gallery slideshows. Hold on.
You can go that many.
Yeah, let me just go to the very top. I mean, his name is Chet. Look at this.
So is this unlimited? How many things you can put in a slideshow?
It is unlimited. I'm just trying stuff to see what would actually work, what wouldn't work. So right now, this is all free for creators to start using. So this guy was using 61, 90, 100, and he was just dropping artwork and his galleries of what he was building. And it's a lot. It's a lot on the back end. I'll let you know. But for me, I'm trying to figure out as a founder, what are the right tools that people want, right? What's going to be the best for someone to stay on our platform, for them to use it. And he's a person who is a creative that needs to get out his artwork. It's like, you need to express yourself. So like now, here are the tools for you to start sharing all your artwork, everything that you want to use and build and create and display it in the way that you want to and storytell. And then we haven't even tapped in like collaborative, studios, which would probably be the next one. So if you're looking for Ryan, his name is Ryan Fitzpatrick. And he creates some pretty incredible stuff on here.
What was the one with the Lumo work? That one on the top right, through the looking glass.
Yeah, it's Ryan Fitzpatrick. Yeah. Here, I'll go to here. So let me just switch this real quick. Yeah, look, you're writing it down. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, listen, I'm a big collector of. I've been collecting.
Uh-oh.
Oops. That's my light. No, it's still dark.
Do you want to get it?
I think I have to. Otherwise, how can I look like... Okay. You just share screens or something. It's right here. Oh, I'm so professional. Let's see. Hopefully this will just work. Sorry, guys. This is it. It's as live as it can be. I'm sitting in they're busy renovating my office. Who's laughing at me?
I'm trying to share the screen. I don't think it's allowing me to share the screen.
I think Peace is just enjoying seeing me like my lamp fall down.
Oh, okay. So here's Ryan's artwork. You can see his artwork, and he's just on a different level. Of like what he's doing, how he's creating artwork, and how he's storytelling. So I think this is the stuff that you're probably really like, what he's into. So like I said, it's just a new way to discover. And now that he can start selling some artwork and start monetizing, or you can just start, like, the one art piece that he did put out is sold. Not surprised, right? So it's like, again, a new way to find creators. Yeah, this is all his work. It's again Ryan Fitzpatrick.
But where does he sell it? On what?
I
On
think
what blockchain?
I think he might be on Tezos, so he's on Object. I just saw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
So
tell me,
he's
what about Bitcoin?
yeah. So Bitcoin is
Was
something
you
that
sorry, I mean in terms of wallets.
yeah.
Like, will you
We
integrate with other?
yeah, we're gonna look to figure out what other networks that we can connect. Right now, we're connected to Base. We're connected to
Yeah.
Polygon, and then we're also connected to Say right now. So we're looking at those are the three that we launch with right now to see how that looks like. I used to try to go out and try to get grants, Mel, and be like, hey, go fund what I'm doing. I'm building something amazing. And they're like, oh, it looks cool. Again, getting rejected. It looks cool, but we want to see some transactions on here. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to be a marketplace. So that's where the tipping and then the GoFundMe came out. Now I can go back to them and say, we've got over 100 transactions on chain, over $3,000 worth of XYZ. So now we can actually start approaching some of these grant programs starting next year.
Okay. Well, we've got a grant program coming up at Stacks, and I'm going to bring you into the community. We've got an
Put in a good
arts
word for
open
me.
call. I'm busy working. Yeah, I will. I've been around. I'm part of the furniture in Stacks. Pretty much part of the furniture in Stacks.
Okay.
At Stacks.
Okay. Perfect.
Stacks. So yeah, and very integrated into the art scene there. It took a tumble because we had, Stacks is a layer 2 on Bitcoin, right? For people who are watching from your side who aren't familiar with what's going on and why you're chatting to me. So Stacks is a layer 2 on Bitcoin. It settles on Bitcoin. It's the closest you're going to get in terms of releasing art on Bitcoin, other than inscribing it on Bitcoin, which is a whole new different thing. So on Stacks, we have a marketplace, Gamma. We have 2 wallets, Xverse and Leather, and we have a small art community, which sort of years back, 3 years, 4 years ago, I started something called the Bitcoin Art Collective. But then what happened was, so that's kind of that's how it was rolling. And then Casey Rodemore came up with something called ordinals. I don't know if you've heard of them, but it's really just inscribing your artwork directly onto the sats. The problem there is that the file sizes have to be minute. So it's very difficult to do anything. I think I can't remember what it is, but it's very small, right? It's also very expensive. And it doesn't have smart contracts. So it works. It's a very different experience. It's not harder. It's just different. So that's kind of what we've got going on here. But I know there's 2 communities, and they both are incredible communities with incredible art. So I can hook you up with both of those. We're also hosting an open call at the moment.
Where?
On Stacks. So I help a meme coin called Leo. Shout out to Leo.
Shout out Leo.
Yep, shout out. Leo is Manib's cat, and Rubes. Hello, Rubes.
Hello, Rubes.
Started a token, a meme coin called Leo, and it's probably up there. It's in the top sort of 2, 3. And I thought that was your child, a baby.
I accept Bitcoin. There you go.
Oh, there we go. I like it. The owl likes the Bitcoin.
Absolutely.
We like the owl. So with Leo, we've got this open call running. So we must also chat about that afterwards, because the intention there is to run it every, say, 3 months. And just bringing people into the Stacks ecosystem. And it's got like a bit of a twist how it runs, because it is a degen vibe. But I'll talk to you about it afterwards, because there's a little bit of gamification added to it, just to make it a little fun. So yeah, that's kind of Stacks in a nutshell. If anybody wants to check it out, if you do, you can have a look at the link in my bio if you are from the Webbie family and you want to find out more about Stacks. We would love to have Webbie, as part of what we do, introduced to our community. So I'm definitely going to be talking a lot about you. I already have, as Peace said before we started. And I think it would be great to have you on some of the spaces. I do some spaces. There are a lot of spaces going on. So yeah, join us as well there if you would like to, because, I really think this is what artists need. And in any way that I can help you from our side grow this out and bring people in. So if you are interested in finding out more, please pop me a DM. My DMs are always open, and I'm sure Creative Owl's DMs are open as well if you want to find out more about where.
My DMs are closed. I try to keep my DMs are closed. It's just
there we go. You have to
it's just a
DM me.
wild,
Why
wild
don't you
west.
say that? Yeah,
It's
I
a
know.
wild,
True.
wild west.
Oh, so true. But yeah, okay. So, but then it just goes to Telegram. It's like constantly trying to avoid getting another DM. But all right. Otherwise, just head over to what is your X profile? Webbie app? Is it Webbie or Webbie Social?
It's for X. It's Webbie Social app.
Yes.
Or you can go to, if you want to find me personally as a founder, is My Creative Owls. You can find me there. But I'm also on YouTube. I'm also on Spotify. I have a Spotify podcast. I'm also on Substack. I'm on every. Try to be on every source, except for Forecaster. I'm not on Forecaster.
Yeah. So basically, actually, they only have to go to one place. They only have to go to your Webbie profile.
Yeah,
and
I'm on Webbie. Yeah.
That's all you need to say now. When somebody says, what social platform do you? Oh, Webbie.
Yeah. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Yeah. Sorry, I'm still new to this. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is I'm seeing things come alive as a founder, and it's pretty crazy seeing the growth, the feedback, what users want, and what they're asking for. And every 4 or 5 months, I do a user feedback survey that I ask our users, what features do you like? What features you don't like? How's the speed? How's the performance? And then they're able to provide feedback, and that's what drives the next chain of features that get to be rolled out. So just let me know what you like about Webbie. What do you want us to enhance? And we'll definitely make a note of that as we move forward.
Amazing. Yeah, well, I think, gosh, we've got... I could have spoken for another hour, but it seems like we've gone quite a way over time, which I've totally enjoyed. So grateful that you said yes and that you joined me here today. I have really loved chatting to you, and I've loved getting to know a little bit more about probably, I would say, my favorite platform in Web3, to be honest with you. Yeah.
I love it. Good. Well, I think you nailed it. The user experience is easy to log in, easy to post. It's a minimal effort, and I think that's what people need, right? It shouldn't be super complicated. We're already managing our life, our kids, our husband, your significant other. You just need something that works for you, that's going to be responsive for you, but also give you opportunities too. Yeah. So
I mean, if you think about, you were talking about the first time you minted. I remember the first thing I ever minted, well, first of all, was a cat. I was called Good Kitty for 4 years. That was my pseudonym. And then Good Kitty. And that is because the first mint I ever did was a cat. But the second mint, and then I was just like, I was so scared I didn't even think. I just did it. But then the second thing I bought 2 pieces of land. Remember the sandbox?
Oh, wow. You bought sand?
I sandboxed.
You're wild. Yeah, you're wild. Yeah.
I bought 2 pieces of land. I was going to build an art gallery on the one.
Oh.
And I was going to build a high rise because you can only go, this is the size.
But you can go up, yeah.
You can go up as much as you want. So I was like, well, I'm going to build a high rise and rent out office space. Because in the future, people are going to want to work together in a space, and they'll just have their Oculuses on, and then they need a decorated space. They're going to send their avatars and their robots somewhere. So anyway, that's what I was going to do with my land. But I remember I sat there. It was my first kind of actual mint. And I was just sat there for about 10 minutes, too scared to press the actual mint button. So going back to what you were saying, where it's so hard for normies to come in and be like, okay, yeah, I'm just going to jump in and get a wallet and then do some DeFi, farm my cash, and then put it in a liquidity pool and then farm it. I mean, it's like,
it's not
too
real.
hard.
So the number one reason why people leave crypto is from scams or
Yeah.
getting rugged. And you want to know the number one place where they find people getting scammed and rugged? Social media.
Really? Yeah, well, I
Really.
guess.
Hey,
Yeah.
check out this coin. So here's a direct message, go invest into just like I did, right? I lost whatever, 200 some dollars my first week into the Web3 space like that, right?
Yeah.
So if you're
And
listening,
everybody's got a rugged story.
yeah, if you're
Sorry.
listening, do your own homework. Don't trust the hype. Believe, how I always say this, invest in the creator, not the hype. So if someone's releasing a project or a business, do research on the person that's actually creating it and see what their background history is before you dive into it and spend that much money into it. Because you just don't know what their agenda is. And also if you're doing like, that's the thing, if you're in Web3 and know the difference between flipping and also long-term investing, because some people come in and they're there to buy something and then flip it, but some people buy something and then they never flip it and they just hold it. Who here has NFTs that they bought that cost a lot of money and nothing came of it? Right. I'm thinking a lot of us here, they're just sitting in our wallets, right? I think 90% of mine have been in there, right? So understand how the game is and also what your role is when you're, coming into crypto or you're investing. Now, for me, I'll just share this with you. It's not financial advice. I don't look at the markets anymore. I just have something that I just auto set and it just buys every single week. Just a certain amount of USD every single week. It just buys that same amount. And that's been going on for years, right? So that's the way that I invest. I don't look at the market and be like, oh, I got to flip. Oh, I got to sell. That's just not me. But if you're coming into crypto, just make sure that you understand what you're doing. Look at your portfolio overall around. If you're someone that invests into stocks and stuff like that. I was listening to a podcast, is that nowadays people that are investing heavy, they have at least 10% of their portfolio in crypto. Before it used to be around like 2 or 3, but now from 2025, 10% of people now have some type of investment into crypto. Since ETFs came out with blockchain ETFs or Ethereum ETFs, more of that is also increasing as well too. And it's not going anywhere. From the United States side of things, when we had the old administration, that administration wasn't ready to take on big tech with AI and innovation. With the new administration that's in here, they're creating new regulation, more accessible for stable coins, more accessible for banks to be able to accept stable coins and digital assets and real world assets. So we're going to see a lot of new legislations and new policies and processes. So I think that's what we'll see more adoption into all crypto as we move forward. So that's what I'm really excited about. That's why I'm building in this ecosystem. I'm seeing the space of content creators that are building, and also how blockchain is going to shape the future.
I love it. And on those beautiful words, I think we'll close out. It has been just fascinating speaking to you. I don't know if I've missed anything. If you would like to add anything more about.
Yeah, if you're like a content creator, definitely explore different ways to earn money or revenue. If you're just a digital artist and you think that I have to just make money on chain for me to be a digital artist, no. You can sell merch, you can be a part of an affiliated program like Amazon and sell your brushes, or sell your mouse pad, or sell your mic if you're a podcast host. Anything that you could figure out how to sell and monetize to get a kickback allows you to be a better content creator economy. But just because there's other ways to make money. I'm not going to be on TikTok dancing. That's just not me. But for me, it's like, what can I do to provide value? So if you do have some valuable things, figure out how you can monetize it, or do like a closed live stream for your holders and create value through partnerships. So there's different revenues for creators to make money. Look at different ways. Don't just say, here, the only way I can make money is just through blockchain. So don't limit to yourself. Try different social media platforms. And if you are on Webbie, enjoy the ride. We're funded for the next 4 years. By the way, I just want to pronounce that. So we're not going anywhere anytime soon. And as we're growing, you're going to grow as well too, and you'll be able to see more opportunities as we move forward. So again, thank you, Mel, for having me on the show, and for allowing me to kind of yap and share a lot of the fun stories of how this came to be.
Yeah, no, as I said before, it's fascinating. I think you are building something that we need, whether we're on Bitcoin or Polygon or Base or Ethereum. This is something that all creators actually need. And I can just see it going, the basics are there. And I think that's what I love about the way it's been built. It's almost modular. You can just keep adding on as the needs, as you grow, or as the whole industry or ecosystem as a whole needs. So yeah, amazing. Well, that's it from us, I guess. Just thank you very much again.
One more thing, Mel. We are dropping our stacks, our
yes,
stacks, the alpha. If you guys have ever heard of Linktree, put a comment in the chat and say, yes, I've heard of Linktree. Put a yes or no if you've ever heard of Linktree. Who here has a Linktree? How about that? Who here has a Link Me or anything like that? We're building our own with our Webbie Studio for creators. It's a little bit more visualization, still be able to have some of that functionality of creating your profile, your banner, your socials, your digital artwork. We're gonna add a little bit of features for you to be able to, when someone goes on your stack page, they can download like a free PDF or a digital art piece, like kind of like a digital signature out there that's going to be there for you. And then one of the things that happen, Mel, is that when I go to these events and someone just like, here, scan my QR code, and I see like their tree or their socials, I might click follow, but then I lose all the other opportunities to look at their Substack, their newsletter, anything regarding that. So with Stacks is now going to be your digital card. So if I have your card and I see it, I can hit something called collect, and when I collect it, it goes into my vault, and then I'll have an entire Rolodex of everybody that I connected with, not just to see their social, but to see their stack, so I can always keep up to date. Or if I'm at an event and I'm like, okay, who are all the people that I connected with? Let me go back and look at my vault and see everybody that I can connected with. And it's organized by the date. So you can say, okay, at this event, at this summit, I met 50 people and I collected all their cards. Now, if you collect their card and they collect your card, you get a little label that says mutual. That lets you know that you actually made that real connection. So we're adding new ways for creators to create, not just on chain, but also at IRL events and be able to monetize. So just be lookout for that. We're going to be dropping it at the end of September. We're already privately beta testing right now. If you want to beta test, reach out to Mel or reach out to me, and definitely subscribe. You have to subscribe to the YouTube if you actually want to test it. Subscribe to this YouTube, and then we'll send you a link for you to start beta testing and start checking it out and be one of the first adopters to this, because this is something that's going to be really awesome for us.
Amazing. Thank you very much. So you heard that. Like, subscribe, comment, do it all. Okay, whatever you can do on the YouTube. And if you are watching it on X, you can just head over to my link in bio, which is soon going to be my stack.
Yes, there you go. Yeah,
yes. Yeah. And you can find my YouTube channel there. And like I said earlier, it's got all the shows in case you missed them, or you saw this scene for the first time and you want to go and see all the other fantastic conversations I've had. But John,
Mel,
thank you so much for being.
Sorry, before I leave, is there a way you can connect me with the best Bitcoin creators, digital creators? I want to know who they are, because I've just been so diverse in Ethereum, Tezos, Solana. I haven't yet to tap into the Bitcoin community. So if you know anybody that's really creative, that's creating artwork in Gamma or any of those, please feel free to just let me know. Or if you're listening, just reach out to me or connect on Webbie Social and say, hey, I found you through the Mel YouTube. I want to connect. just reach out to me, because we want to build out that entire ecosystem, and we're looking for the next set of champions. That's it, and
What we
I'll
can
leave you.
do,
I'll let you wrap it up. Sorry.
yeah. Listen, I just want to carry on. So can we say goodbye to everybody and then we can stay on a call, because I want to talk to you about it. Because
Sure.
yes, we've got I know so many of them personally. I have bought a lot of artwork as well, Bitcoin ordinals and Stacks NFTs.
Mhm.
So I'm very integrated into that, and so I can definitely hook them all up with you, I think. But let's talk about that. Otherwise, if you're listening and you're scared I'm not going to reach out to you, then send me a DM and I'll hook you up. So yeah, that's it. What a great show. What a great show for art. What a great show for collectors. Because if you want to go and Webbie Social, there you saw it. You saw it here first. I want to go down in history as being able to say that. Not
I accept Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm all about it. So again, thank you for having me on here. We'll continue our conversation, and then I might even hop on a next space. Maybe in the future it would be the Webbie space.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. Let's do it. There's definitely going to be a Webbie space. I'm available. Okay, so thank you very much for joining us here on Bitcoin and Beyond. I'm Melanie Carstens. I was joined by Creative Owls today, founder of Webbie Social. You got to go check it out. All the info actually is in the description on the YouTube channel. You can go and check it out there. Otherwise, otherwise it'll be on my Twitter. Okay, so thanks very much as well for joining me. Thanks to Peace Love Music behind the scenes. Thanks to The Organized Media and Bitcoin Live DB for making this possible. And a reminder, if you do enjoy the show and would like to support independent Bitcoin media, you can head over to the link in my bio in my Twitter and on my X, and the details on how to do that is there. So yeah, that's it. Remember, do your own research. This is not financial advice. I'm Melanie Carstens. I'm here every single Thursday at 12 p.m. ET, and I hope to see you next week. Thanks for joining. Bye.